Chapter 2, Early Mercury Discoveries. And this is going to be hard for me to read through the camera lens because they have Egyptian writing called hieroglyphics in the background. So let's test my 2020 vision here. The nameless tomb lay hidden beneath the sands near Luxor, Egypt. For more than 3,000 years, no one in modern times knew of the tomb, for no records of it had ever been found. That changed in January 1927 when the archaeologist H.E. Whitlock discovered something unexpected. Whitlock was poking around a quarry form which ancient Egyptians had cut rocks for building projects behind a crumbling mud brick wall. Whitlock found a tomb dedicated to an important royal advisor named Senenmut, who lived approximately 3,500 years ago. Within the chambers of Senenmut's tomb was the earliest known. The Egyptian tomb star ceiling, dated around 1305 to 1290 BCE, shows the constellations at the top with scenes from everyday life in ancient Egypt on the bottom. Early civilizations often connected human events with objects moving across the sky. Star ceiling. On the tomb ceiling, ancient artists had carved images of objects in the skies. These included an unusually close lineup of planets that were visible in 1534 BCE. One of those planets would eventually be called Mercury before telescopes. During Senenmut's time, just as now, Mercury was only visible to the eye without the aid of telescopes or other tools at dusk and dawn, and only at certain times of the year. Usually, the sun's glare and the angle which Mercury appears make it difficult to see the planet regularly. Mercury's twice-a-day appearance was as unique to the Egyptians as its speediness in moving around the sun. Despite the difficulty in seeing Mercury streak across the sky, someone living more than 3,000 years ago had seen the planet and made sure it was recorded on the ancient star ceiling. The Senenmut's tomb ceiling shows the earliest known image of Mercury, which is represented as a star. Recording the movement of the objects in the sky is the ancient practice that began even before the Egyptians of Senenmut's time. Throughout history, objects moving across the sky helped humans to measure time. More than 7,000 years ago, ancient people settled down and began to raise animals and crops in fixed locations instead of traveling around to hunt and gather all the food they ate. From their communities, people began to notice that objects moved through the sky in predictable ways over a certain time period. These first settlers, which lived in what is now the Middle East, began to make connections between the passage of time. Okay. Ancient people sometimes believed that meteors were signs that a calamity or flood or widespread disease might be coming. I'm going to stop right there.